Keep in mind, my friends, Republicans control all three branches of government, including both chambers of Congress, but somehow, none of this is their fault.
The Democrats should know that they put the White House and the president in this position. And if they don't want further harm on their constituents back home, then they need to reopen the government. It's very simple.
What started out like a normal late-night monologue quickly got really uncomfortable for the White House that night, because Stephen Colbert didn't just throw out a joke and move on. He slowed things down, lined up the administration's own words side by side, and just let the contradictions speak for themselves. And honestly, that landed way harder than a typical comedy bit. It wasn't just funny, it was one of those moments where you sit back and think, wait, they actually said that? And you could tell Donald Trump got it right away. This wasn't about one joke, one briefing, or one awkward answer anymore. It was a whole pattern, and patterns get dangerous when millions of people see them all at once. The moment really sparked after Karoline Leavite came back to the podium trying to smooth over comments that had already caused a backlash.
President Trump does not make these decisions in a vacuum. This decision to launch this operation was based on a cumulative effect of various direct threats that Iran posed to the United States of America, and the president's feeling based on fact that Iran does pose an imminent and direct threat to the United States of America based on the fact.
She came out delivering her explanation fast, polished, confident, saying the president had been joking, critics were twisting his words, and reporters were just focusing on the wrong story. On paper, it looked like a routine cleanup, nothing out of the ordinary. But Colbert saw something bigger, because these moments only work if nobody slows them down. And that night, he did exactly that. He rolled the footage, repeated her defense, and then stacked it right next to Trump's original comments, letting the contrast speak for itself. At first, the audience laughed. It's comedy, it releases tension. But as it went on, the laughs started to change. Colbert wasn't just throwing out jokes, he was making a point. He showed that the same he was joking line popped up every time Trump said something explosive or hard to defend, and it started to sound less like an explanation and more like an emergency exit. Then he hit them with the line that lit the room up. If every controversial statement only becomes a joke after backlash, the only people not laughing are the ones sent out to explain it. The audience lost it, but under the laughter was that gut-hit recognition.
The sticking point of the shutdown negotiations has been health care. The Democrats want to restore some of the Affordable Care Act benefits the Republicans cut earlier this year in the big, beautiful bill. Or, as the Republicans describe it,
they want to give taxpayer-funded health care benefits to illegal aliens.
That was the moment the segment stopped feeling like just entertainment and started feeling like real exposure. Karoline Leavite, at only 27, had already made history as the youngest White House press secretary, but that also put her right in the spotlight. Colbert leaned into that, framing her not as the source of chaos, but as the person sent out to make the chaos sound normal. And that hit hard, because suddenly it didn't feel like strategy, it felt like strain. Trump was creating the headlines, she was carrying the explanations, and Colbert kept pushing it further. He replayed moment after moment, Leavite insisting something was misunderstood, Trump saying something else entirely, the White House trying to pivot, and Trump dragging the controversy back into the light. It wasn't a single mistake, it was a cycle. He didn't need secret files or hidden recordings, just the replay button, and suddenly every denial looked weaker, every explanation more defensive. At one point, he even glanced at the audience and casually asked, "By the way, where are you watching from tonight?" making viewers feel like part of it. By the end, clips were already spreading on social media, not just the jokes, but the whole structure of his argument. People said Colbert had done what official briefings often failed to do. He made the contradictions simple enough for anyone to follow. And that's probably why Trump's reaction seemed so sharp. He's used to fighting headlines and reporters, but satire is different. It reaches people who aren't even trying to be persuaded and turns repetition into memory. Once a joke becomes the frame, every frustrated response just makes it travel farther.